Most people think sugar is just fuel, something harmless, something your brain needs. But that belief is incomplete. Because when you remove sugar for just 21 days, your brain doesn't weaken, it reorganizes. And what happens inside your head during those 3 weeks is far more powerful than most people realize. This isn't a detox myth. This isn't just motivation talk. This is what happens to your brain when its chemistry finally stabilizes. Let's start with something most people underestimate: blood flow. After 3 weeks without sugar, blood flow to the brain can increase by more than 20%. Now, at first, that number might not sound dramatic, but imagine this. You're an athlete running a race, and someone suddenly increases your oxygen supply by 20%. That advantage would be undeniable. The same principle applies to your brain. More blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrients, more efficiency. And the opposite is just as revealing. When blood flow and oxygen are reduced by similar amounts, people experience fatigue, poor sleep, and mental fog. So when sugar is removed, the brain isn't deprived. It is better supplied, but blood flow is only the beginning. One of the most profound changes happens at a deeper level, in a molecule called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as a signal that tells the brain to repair itself, form new connections, and grow. After 3 weeks without sugar, BDNF levels can rise by nearly 50%. This matters because BDNF is closely linked to learning, memory, focus, and emotional stability. Low levels are associated with depression and cognitive decline, while higher levels are associated with clarity, resilience, and mental sharpness. In simple terms, the brain becomes more adaptable, more alive. Now, let's talk about what happens when sugar is present. Because many of the symptoms people accept as normal are actually signs of instability. When your blood sugar rises and crashes repeatedly, the brain experiences fuel chaos. People become irritable, anxious, and foggy. Focus drops, memory weakens, sleep becomes shallow, and hunger returns far too quickly, sometimes just an hour after eating. This isn't because the body needs food, but because cells can't access the fuel properly. This is not hunger, it's dysfunction. Over time, frequent sugar intake can make brain cells resistant to the very signal that allows fuel to enter them. This is known as insulin resistance. The brain starts protecting itself by blocking excess sugar. Ironically, the more sugar you eat, the less usable energy your brain receives. Cells are surrounded by fuel, yet they're starving internally. This is why sugar doesn't satisfy. It creates craving. There's another layer most people never connect. High sugar intake dramatically increases the body's demand for vitamin B1, also known as vitamin. B1 plays a critical role in energy metabolism, especially in the nervous system. Without enough B1, fuel cannot be converted into usable energy. It's like filling a car with gasoline while the ignition system is broken. The fuel is there, but nothing runs, because the brain has one of the highest energy demands in the body. It is often the first to suffer. Symptoms appear everywhere: brain fog, anxiety, poor stress tolerance, sleep disturbances, even dizziness. People treat these as separate problems. They're not. They are connected. When sugar is removed and nutrient balance is restored, the nervous system stabilizes. Stress tolerance increases. Small problems stop triggering emotional overreactions. Focus returns. Sleep deepens. People often describe this phase with the same words. I feel calm. I feel clear. I feel present. At this point, something important happens metabolically. When sugar intake drops low enough, the body shifts its primary fuel source. Instead of relying on constant glucose spikes, it begins using ketones. Ketones are produced from fat and provide a more stable, efficient fuel for the brain. This is how the human brain functioned for most of history. Continuous access to sugar is a modern condition. Our brains did not evolve for it. With ketones as fuel, mental energy becomes steady. Cravings decrease, mood stabilizes, inflammation drops, and cognitive clarity increases. Many people realize something unsettling at this stage. What they previously thought was normal consciousness was actually a low-grade fog. Only after it lifts do they recognize the difference. The first week without sugar is often transitional. The second week brings noticeable energy. By the third week, the brain operates with consistency. Focus improves, anxiety softens, sleep becomes restorative. Not because of willpower, but because chemistry finally aligns with biology. This is not about perfection. The key is removing refined sugar and reducing rapid glucose spikes. The brain doesn't need constant sweetness, it needs stability. So the real question is not, can I live without sugar? The question is, what version of your mind exists when your brain is no longer constantly disrupted? Because when the noise fades, something else becomes audible, clarity. And that changes everything. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, like and subscribe for more insights into how your body and mind work. See you next time.